Hi everybody, this is Bob with another Logic Pro 10 tutorial. In this video, we're going to take a look at creating a vocal harmony with Flex Pitch. Now, there's some third-party plugins out there that'll do this for you, maybe a little bit more streamlined than this process. But if you don't have a couple $100 to spend, then I recommend doing this process. Now, if you do, then iZotope makes a good one. It's called Nectar 2, so you might want to check that out. If you just have your stock Logic Pro 10 program, the best way to do that is to go into Flex Pitch. So we're going to take a look at the chorus in my song Trance, and all I have here right now is just a lead vocal, and we'll create a harmony part using that lead vocal. Now, obviously, a better way to do this is just have somebody sing the harmony part. But if you don't have a means to do that, then this is probably a good way to do that, and I'll give you some tips and tricks on making that sound a little bit more human. Okay, here we go. Let's take a listen to the chorus of Trance.
And you amaze me, you daze me, drive me crazy, you keep me in a trance.
I started with just cutting out this section of the audio here that is the chorus of the song. So I'm just going to create a new audio track here. And let me just move this up here underneath my lead vocal. And we'll rename this Harmony. And I've already cut out the section of the chorus that I want to harmonize this vocal. So I'm going to just take this, holding down the Option key, drag it, pull it straight down, and now I have a copy. If I play it now, all I have is a duplicate. Now I've added EQ, and I've put I've bust out to a reverb, so that's the only plugins I'm going to put on this harmony track. I don't want it to be exactly like the lead vocal because it ends up having a little chorusing, maybe some phasing issues, and it just kind of sounds a little bit sterile being exactly the same. So we're going to make some adjustments to this harmony track other than just pitching the vocal. So to start with, I'm just going to solo the two vocal tracks here and take a listen.
And you amaze me.
So they're just piled on top of one another, and now it's just louder. So let me open up here the flex markers, come down here to this harmony track. This is the one we're going to be working with here. And you have to make sure you turn on flex here. So the flex is enabled. So now what I want to do is come up here and open up this editor. You can double click in this region or open up this editor here. And I think the default is for file, and you want to go to track here. And we want to change this to Flex Pitch. So now we can see the individual notes here in this editor. I'm going to select Command A to select all. And there's a couple of things I'm going to do here with them all selected. The first thing I want to do, well, there's really no order to this, but the vibrato's at 100%. I'm going to take it for my harmony part. I want to pull it down somewhere in the 30 percentile. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm option clicking or right clicking and set to perfect pitch. Now you could see that all snapped to perfect pitch there. So my lead vocal is not set to perfect pitch. And so I want this to be slightly different than the lead vocal. So I make that change. The other reason to do that is because when I pitch these notes up, for example, a major third or a minor third, that's not going to work for every note. Sometimes it's just not going to sound right. So if I pitched it up a major third, I need to move it back down to a minor third. Sometimes a sixth is better. Some of your vocals might sound better pitched down to a sixth instead of moved up to a third. So you just have to experiment with that. In this video, I'm just going to use third above the main vocal. Again, I have them all highlighted. Now I'm just going to grab one note here and move it up 4 semitones, so you can just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 4 semitones, if you're familiar with a little bit of musical theory, that is a major third. That is not going to work for every note in here. They're all moved up 4 semitones or a major third. And so if it doesn't sound right, I'm going to grab that particular note and move it down. The other thing I can do, since I moved them all to perfect pitch, I can just click on a note, look over here at the piano, and I know the key that I'm playing in. It's E minor, and the relative major is G. So if you know that scale, you know that all the notes in that scale are all of the white keys on the piano keyboard, with the exception of the F key, and it's F sharp. So I can just click on these notes, look over here at the piano keyboard, and see what notes don't belong there. So for example, there is a D sharp, right? That's not in the key of G, so I'm going to take it and move it down. If it doesn't fit into the scale, move it down to make it a minor third instead of a major third. Okay, one of the other things you want to do with this harmony track is get it off of the lead vocal. I mean, it's exactly piled right on top of it, so you can see these waveforms are exactly the same. I can just zoom in here a little bit and just kind of delay this, just shift it over a little bit and see what that sounds like.
And you amaze me, you dare.
You can experiment with that. The way I prefer to do it, I'm going to undo that, is just put a delay plug in over here on the channel strip. So I'm going to select the tape delay, and then I want no dry, 100% wet. I don't want it beat synced. And then let's see, no feedback, and let's start with, I don't know, let's try 30 milliseconds. I'll solo up the 2 vocal parts and see what we have.
And you amaze me.
I'll move them a little bit further apart. Let's double that, 60.
And you amaze me.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. So you have a little bit of separation there. The other thing, as far as plugins, might want to put a little reverb on just the harmony part. You can kind of drown that and reverb a little bit more than you would your lead vocal to kind of set it back a little bit. Let's see how this sounds. I'll just solo up the harmony.
And you amaze me.
Yeah, that's good. We'll add a little bit more.
And you amaze.
There we go. Okay. And let's see, one other thing you can do is just on your EQ, we'll cut out some of the mud here, everything below about, I don't know, 150 or so. And you cut out some of these highs just to make it, be a little bit different. And so it's not so crisp, it's more in the background. And let's see how that sounds.
And you amaze me.
So
and you amaze me.
There we go. All right, and then together.
And you amaze me. You daze me.
Okay, so now I'm just going to adjust this to taste here.
And you amaze me. You daze me. And you amaze.
Okay, that sounds pretty good, so let's listen to it in the context of the mix.
And you amaze me, you daze me, drive me crazy, you keep me in a trance.
So there you go, a great way to create vocal harmonies without buying another plug-in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment and subscribe. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.
You daze me, drive me